Hi again, guys. There was some problems with the microphone, but I hard resetted it, so now it seems to be working quite all right. In today's episode, we're going to be working with the landing gear for our shuttle. Let me see now. And there. So we have the chat here. I think, no, I'm alone. Anthony has gone. And so let us first see what we can find as an inspiration on the internet. So if you Google, say, landing gear, sci-fi landing gear, etc., you can have a vast amount of of ideas for implementing and ray tracing. So we can start from something simple, and just implement that to our shuttle. So let's start by designing what we want to model. So the pre-production is very quite important in that you have to use some painting, some design or pictures, images, in order for you to decide how your model is going to be is going to look. Okay, so I've started doing some stuff here, as you can see. So what I want to do, first I have this three-dimensional say approximation, and then what I see here in the perspective view, I want to convert it to a side, a top, and a front view for me to be able to work with in Modeler. Okay, so right now I have decided that I want to have three moving parts. So this is my the foot is the first one. Then I have let's say a lower leg, and then an upper leg, or something like that. So watching how these are going to be, so let's say, so this is going to be moving independently from the other. So I have to model them individually. So first I have this guy here, then I will be having this, let's say, this part number 2, which will be something like that. There. Yeah, I can do it simple. Let's say a square blind, something like that. And number 3, I can actually have that will be something like this. There. So that will be also disappearing inside the my hull. Okay, so number 1 is this, number 2 is this, number 3 is this. Okay, so this is my side view. So this is the side view. Okay. Then I can start, this is quite simple. So I can say, okay, that is how my front view is going to be for this guy here. And then I will be having a you know, something like this for my there. I think that's enough just for my guide. And then I can start designing the other parts. You know, that's going to be something like that only, you know. And then the last one is going to be, say, something like this. There. Yeah, I can, you know, artistically. Now I would maybe it would be better to start at some other place. So there. Let's say start it here. There. Something like this. And actually that should be, yeah, these should be in scale. Okay, so but let's go ahead and start putting them inside our modeler and see how that will be there. Okay, so let me just take that away, go to the Amiga, and in modeler let's start modeling all this stuff. Okay, so there, let me first start. We can start with the lower foot by using points and say there, here, there. Okay, and we can continue to doing our points. Let's say let us then do a copy, move them a bit towards the y-axis, say let's see now 50 millimeter minus. Okay, there, and do a paste and undo everything. And now we can manipulate the points that we have created, the lower ones, and then do some there. Sorry. Also, we want this. There. You want that to be here and this to be there. Okay. So let's see now what we did. So this is on the side view, how this is going to be. Now I've moved that away from the center, and all I have to do now is mirror them. Okay. And no, actually, I will be undoing that and first create the polygons. The polygon for, I think it will be better to extrude them. So multiply, extrude, and where does that point? There. And extrude to the other side. No, actually no, because I want that to, no, redo and do that here. And let's mirror that instead. There. Or no, Extrusion is better. So I have to count first and say, okay, this is 850 millimeter times 2. That will be times 2. So I will be extruding that in this axis and tell it, okay, minus 850 millimeters times 2. Yeah, great. And it worked. So this is the beginning of our first of the lower foot. Okay, so after doing that, let me save and objects, let's say gear foot 1. Okay, and let me surface that as well. Gear foot and save again. Okay, now we want to do the joint part here. Okay, so we're going to another we will be going to another layer and as having that as a background, we will be creating, let me use a box here. Okay, let me use a box there, and let's do that something like this there. Okay, then create the box and then start manipulating them there, something like this. Oops, there. I think that will do quite well. Okay. Now I can join these two parts. Okay, let me go here and see. All I have to do now is just for this to succeed, I just have to move that just a little bit towards the inside of my background, of the background. So let's move that, say 5 millimeters towards down there. So that will do just fine. Okay, so that will be the result of the merge once I do that. Okay, if I am happy with that, yes. Actually, I would like to do some more into, wait, I'll show you what I mean. I want to bring these two towards the center, so I will just stretch them here. 0, 0, let's say 0, 300 and numeric, and say 0.9 on the x-axis. Yes. Or perhaps some more. 0.7. There. I think that's way better. Okay. So that now this is how that will look like. Okay. And of course I can do some other stuff as well, but anyway, let's keep it simple for now. So having that in the foreground, I will be having my newly created part in the background and Boolean union. And the union to be made, and as we've said, directly after the Boolean, we merge points. There. So this is our foot. Okay. This is our lovely foot here. Okay. Now, having modeled that, we have to start considering its movement, since that will be a moving part. first of all, let me save that. Let me save. Yes. Okay, so what I mean is that I want this part to have its motion, you know, its pitch motion going, you know, up and down, you know, this part going up and down. But the axis I want to, you know, I want it to be here. I want its pivot point to be located here. How am I going to do that? The way I'm going to do that is by moving my model in such a way so that the 0 0 0 0 point, you know, the beginning of my axis will be sitting just there where I want it to sit. So the first my first consideration is I will have to center it first. So I'll just center the object, okay? And then I see geometrically this is not what I want. I want my center to be somewhere here, okay? So I'll do just that, there, and there, there. Okay. I think this is in the center, perhaps. Let me see. Let me double check that. 245. No, it's not. That's strange. So it should be minus 245 here. So let me create 245. There. And now you see there has been some. Yeah. Just let me undo everything now. There. Okay, so this should be, let me center that along the x-axis, be certain for that. Now, and now I have to center that on the x-axis as well. That's what I forgot. Yeah, that small thing did the whole thing to go wrong. Okay. Now, after I've done that, Boolean union merge 4 points eliminated. There. And now I am doing the I think that's correct. Sorry. There. That's going to be the center of my rotation. Okay. I'm saving that. Hold on, let me resurface it and save that. Okay. And now let's go on for the other part, which is actually quite simple. Okay, let me have that in the background. There. Okay, now I'm taking a box. Say, yeah, something like here. There. So that is going to be, you know, the ankle of the foot on the lower foot here. Okay. There. And this is the center of my rotation here. So I'll just just make sure that this should be, yeah, you know, this it won't matter because it won't be visible. Okay, so this is the ankle, and let me put there, and just let me lower foot. Let me surface that as a lower foot, and then lower leg, which is correct anyway. Lower leg 1. I've already done some examples to show you. Lower leg, save, gear, lower leg 1, save. Yes. Now this little guy here, yeah, we don't mind actually having this model like that. We can see if that is going to be some erroneous. So this is going to be the parent for this one. Okay, and when this is going to be loaded, it will be loaded with its pivot point will be here, and then when this will be loaded into layout, its pivot point will fall exactly there. Okay, which suits us pretty much. Okay, let us go to the next one. There. Yes, number 3 now. Number 3. Now I have the higher part, the upper leg, which is going to be, I'm going to be using point for this one. Here, and then here, and this will be there, something like this. So let me see what that will look like. So I want this to be more curvy here. So let me undo that, and I'm going to be using a curve. Making a curve there, and I'm going to be freezing the curve to be to become polygons, just like that, and kill the polygon just created. Remove the excess points. 1, 2, 3. Let me see. Yeah, there. Okay. And then when I've done that, now I'm going to be creating the polygon. There. Yeah, which can suit me quite well. Now let me take that and put it here. I give it a small angle there. Okay, and I am going to be extruding that. Let me see if that works. If that works, really works. But I can do better. I can do better actually. So undo that. I can do an extrusion here. There. Okay, so this is my upper leg. Now I want to these guys here, I will be sharing them. May I perhaps, oops, undo, right, wrong, this is the wrong axis, I guess. There, and selecting the other guys, sharing. There. So should be probably, that should be done by using numerical undo. So you have to find the correct, so let's say the offset is minus there, and doing that, inverting my selection, sharing, numeric there. So now this is symmetrically correct. Okay, so this is my upper leg, which is quite, anyway, just let me upper leg, and let me do some more work on that, because that is a bit sloppy here. So I will be doing that. Perhaps if I see the whole thing, yeah, there. Okay. So let me elongate that a bit. There. Okay, and there, remove that a bit. Okay, so the whole thing will look like this. So this is my front, my forward landing gear, you know. Perhaps this should be larger. Let me see what I can do here. So let me just, yeah, there. Okay, let me see if yeah, I think that's more, you know, correct. Okay, so let me save this one as well. That should be, let me upper leg, gear upper leg, and save a gear upper leg 1. Great. Now I have to consider how they are going to appear in Lightwave. Okay. So the previous parts, this has its pivot point here. Okay. This has its pivot point here. Let me see if that is correct. No, it isn't correct. I want its pivot point to be either in the center or some. No, let me center that, because that won't be rotating. So I'll just move that here and save that again as lower leg 1. Okay, and now these guys' motion is going to be also upwards and downwards. Okay, so it won't be affected much by. So I want to have its pivot point here as well. Okay. Yes, so I'm saving that to upper leg. There. And I think I'm ready to go to layout and join all of these guys together. Okay. So let me just save them. Actually, no, first we want to be having a null object that will be parenting, that will be that will be the parent of all these parts. So I'm adding a null object, and let's say front gear parent. So this is my null object. So now next I'm going to be loading the next object in my hierarchy, okay, and which is going to be my upper leg 1. Okay, so this is here, perspective, there, this is my upper leg, and this is my the null point, you know, it's parent. So I'll just go ahead and parent it to the front gear parent. Okay, so now it has a parent. It's not an orphan anymore. And then I'm going to be adding my the lower leg 1. Okay, now the lower leg has to have the parent, the upper leg as a parent. Okay, so upper leg parent. Now these are the resting positions, since I didn't model the lower leg as, you know, having its 0, 0, 0 point here. Okay, if I however go back and redo that and say, okay, I want this foot to have its pivot point here, say in 500 millimeters. So I want to move that 500 millimeters down. So move, and this is 0 and minus 500 millimeters. Okay, so that will be its center, and then save that again. Lower leg 1 there, and into layout again, and I will be replacing that with the same thing. Okay, so now I have now I have the pivot point and the point of origin where every, in the beginning of the rod, in the this high place. Okay, and just let me move that because I want it to be there. Okay, we could model that as well, but anyway, we don't mind. It's good to have the pivot point inside my object, but I can do whatever I want, of course. Now, having done that, and let's see, this is my parent. It has a parent rate. Now I'm going to be having my foot number 1. Okay, now the foot has also, it is spawning exactly in 0, 0, 0. Now, if I'm going to parent it in my lower leg 1, it's going to be sitting in its parent's null point, pivot point. Okay, so if I want to correct that, actually I can't do much because that's where I want it to rotate, but I can do that. I'm clearing that first. I am adding a null object that will be called as ankle. Okay, that is a null point. That null point will be having its parent as my lower leg. Okay, and now I'm going to be moving that down somewhere here, there. So, and now I am keyframing that, And my next move will be to load load the gear foot and parent it to the ankle. There. So that's exactly where we want it to be, or somewhere a bit lower. Let me correct that. Exactly there. Okay, so we can do that with null objects, of course. Okay, so the lower leg has to be a bit towards here, I guess. There, something. Okay, so now I have the movement of this guy here. You know, I can have this movement here, and I can also automate that. So let me see, how can I automate that? We can there. First, let me save the scene in case anything happens. Front gear rig. There. Okay. So now what I want to do, I want to have some limits, say from 15 degrees, saying here 15 degrees into minus 10. Okay, so now I have a little button here that's called IK options, and over here I will be inputting these limits that I read about earlier. So from minus 10 into 15. So that didn't happen. Actually, this, I can show you what is this about. Now, if I have this, this is its rest position, it's 0. Okay. Now I am adding a null object, one more null object. I am renaming that as foot goal, foot handle. Okay, there. And I will be placing that will be a parent to the front gear parent. Now wait a minute. I wanted to to the to my upper leg or my lower leg even. Yes, lower leg. Its position should be here or something there. Okay. And I'll show you what this guy can do here. So parent, gear, lower leg. Wherever the lower leg goes, that goes too. We'll see if that is optimal in a while. And going back to my gear foot one, IK options, and I set the goal object as the foot handle. Okay, so let me see what will happen if I move that. Whoa, nothing, no good things happens here. So we'll see what's the problem here. So if I have to press full. Wow. There. Wow. So this is our first automation, but it went awfully wrong. So my full, let's see what's going on here. First, we're going to parent. Let me parent that into the foot. There. And let's start to move that. No. Nothing happens here. It takes a while to get used to. Anyway, so I'm deleting that full-time IK, yes. And I'm creating that as this is going to be having, yes, the uncle is going to be having the foot handle as a, whoa, there's, now we're talking. Okay, let me see now. So this guy has some limits, yes. This guy will also have its full-time IK, or perhaps not. And this is going to be constrained there. Yep, sorry. Yep. So now I have to, we can start messing around with there. That's somewhat what we wanted. Let me see now, gear lower leg. And only the y-axis. So here, no, that doesn't listen now. So that's not listening to foot handle. Let me take that away. And that guy is going to have the foot handle and full-time IK. So I think, no, nothing happens. And because, why? Pitch limits. And that guy is, yeah, we have to, we don't have actually to do. IK options can be mystery. Okay, foot handle is our goal object, full-time IK. Now gear foot, it's not full-time IK, but this guy here is, so perhaps this is, should be here, unaffected by, no. I think this is a mess. Damn it. Let me see, I can show you what I am trying to achieve here. So the gear rigging, okay, so this is what I managed to do. Okay, so I have my gear handle here, and now I have created this automation, you know, which does that thing. Okay, so you have 1, 2, 3 objects that are being automated and having each its goal. Okay, so these, hold on a minute, there, put tip. Aha, now I think I think I know what's going on here. There, gear foot tip. Yes, this is a chain of null objects and objects, of course, that are being pointing into each other. Okay, so for example, the gear null here, it has its goal the next null object in the chain. Okay, so gear upper leg tip, and it's full time IK. So gear upper leg tip. So this is the first, say, you know, the first ring in the chain. Okay, now the second ring starts from here, upper leg tip, and it has a gear lower leg tip as its goal. So which is here. Okay, and then this lower leg tip has the foot tip as its goal again, and the next the foot tip has the gear handle as its goal. Okay, so there, full time IK. Yeah, and you can also we can also put some constraints here, so we can create this automation here. So with one keyframe you can have a motion that's, you know, that can move two or more objects. So going back to our example, front gear rig. Okay, so I should have some tip here, which is what is missing actually. So I'm going to be transforming that into a tip, which is going to be here. Okay, and I'm going to add another null object. So this is my parent gear foot 1. Okay, this is going to be, the ankle is going to be having the well, I have to rename that foot handle, which is called, it will be called foot toe. Okay, foot toe. So this guy here is going to be having the foot toe as its goal. Okay, so this is the goal. And now this last one is going to be having foot handle, a foot handle null here. Okay, there. So this foot handle is going to be, it's this guy's goal. So the foot toe is going to be having the foot handle as a goal, and the full-time IK is going to be on. Okay, so what's going on here? Yeah, we managed to do that, but we don't want this guy to rotate like crazy. Okay, so yeah, this is what we managed to do. Okay, so we can have a chain, you know, a ring of chains, and then we have the final one, which is the goal. Okay, now we want to constrain this movement. As we said earlier, we had -10 to 15, so that doesn't work here. It will work here, -10 to 15. So pitch limit is going to be -10 to 15. Let's see if that worked. No, it didn't. Why didn't it didn't work? Because I think, no, what am I doing? There. No. Let me see if this, there. Yeah. So -10 to 15. But I want to know why this was not there. Strange, because it was there before. Okay, so let me recap now here. I just want to save that, and so let me recap. One more thing. If I move the lower leg now and say it's going to be doing that, okay, now I can have this guy to move together with this as a parent, so that it won't. Or I can have it in a position near the ground where say my, hold on, I can show you now. We'll say I can have it here and stay there, keyframe that, and then when that should be moving, you know, create something, create an event that will deploy my foot. But what I can also do is that I can parent it to my lower leg. Okay, so when my lower leg is being moved, so I will be moving that too. Okay, so that will be a bit you know, regardless of where my suspension, you know, let's say that this gear is a suspension, I will be having that as my, okay, as my, you know, the lower leg is going to be having that as a child as well. And then in the end, I can of course keyframe that into touching the ground, you know, whatever. I can do whatever I want then. Okay, so let me save that for you guys. Let me add some ground as well to just to entertain the idea here. Create a box, of course. Will be ground, flip that, ground, and see how that is going to look. Save, ground here, and go back to layout, load it up there, and the ground is going to be you know, just for the sake of it, going to be, let's say it's here. Okay, so I will be having it here, and say my shuttle is trying to land, so this is slaved to my shuttle. Okay, and say that is going to go, you know, let's say that starts here, 0. That's coming, let's say it's coming here, or in my, let's say 75. Let me add some frames here, 200 say. Okay, 75, that's coming. Actually, that should be, yeah, there. 75, 130 as well. Okay, so that should be going something like there. So let's see how that will look. Yeah. So this is my Y position. My Y position is this. And I can do some stuff here now. Let's not mess with the tangent, but continuity, I think continuity is going to be neither. Bias, perhaps? Something like that. Yes, the bias is what I'm after. So this is the motion that's going to be. Oops. Let me see now, perhaps a bit here. There. 132. So that will be, yes. Okay, so now I'm going to be, let's say here, there. I'm going to be finding where my first contact with my, now let's say first that my gear is going to be first, the default position is going to be like this. So this is my 0. So now that it's coming down, first contact will be with the back. It's the back there. There. Okay, now I have a keyframe here, 54, and I want it to be linear. Okay. So going on there, I want my gear to be there too. Okay, just let me go a bit here. Wait a bit. There. No. 55. No. 50. 15. Once more. 15, 18. Once more. 19. 21. 1525. 1525. Yes, there. So now I have my, this is a keyframe here. So 1, this is my first contact here. Let me do a delete that and create that. Okay, now I have my first contact here. Let me spline, let me linearize that. Now there. Now I'm trying to find a middle. There. And now I'm starting to having the effect of the lower leg as a suspension. So now I'm changing to the lower leg and keyframing that first here. Okay, and as the frames are going, I am finding the lower part where it stays there and correct its position. There. 92. So going back, 590. Sorry, what did I do? Wait a minute. Yeah, I just need some more keyframes. There. There. I need one more. There. So one more here. And one more. I think that should be. Yeah, there's a gap here, so I'm minimizing that. There. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, just a minute. Shit. 6. So I'm playing with the numbers here now. 6, 8. 6, 8, 9. There. So there. One more here. No, sorry. It was 24. 24, 5. There. So now I'm doing that too. It's going to minus 22, minus 21, 5. There. So I'm either creating keyframes, you know, and there. There. So what have we done so far? So first it's coming down, then it's going suspending now, you know, you have, whoop. Now we need that as well. We need some whoop there. So we're doing some more here, there. Something like that. There's another way, of course, we can unparent that. Let me see. But anyway, we can, yeah, play with that a bit. Perhaps I can see, we'll see here, there, yeah. we'll see. Let me think about that. And we can talk about that on the next in the next episode. So yeah. Wait a minute now. Moving point there. It's nice, interesting. So we added, we have added some kind of suspension actually. So there. Get some more. Let's see. Yeah, we can do some simple rendering, see how that fares. But anyway, yeah. Saving that for you guys. I'm going to show you just some more things. I'm having some gear, some more cases here for the gear. So the one is that, you know, there, you know, using constraints. And there's another case here where I'm going to something like what we did earlier, but you know, a side suspension. Okay. It can be quite mystical how this works if you know, if we don't practice it. You know, I mean, I haven't practiced that in quite some time. So yeah, but these guys are managed to make them work. So there is a hierarchy here, so, you know, and you can study them, these hierarchies, by going into IK options. Okay, but the principle is that, you know, you have the null points. The null points give command to the objects in between them, and then you create a chain of inverse kinematics. Okay, and what else? And I can show you one example, one more example in tutorial. Create that. So you have yeah, so this is, you know, just having a foot, an excavator, you know, digging and so on. Okay, so this is the same principle as the ones I showed you, and I'm also saving that for you guys to have. Okay, thank you for today, and my apologies for the sound and for the delay. I think everything is sorted out for next episodes now. Last but not least, shout out to our patrons, them being George Sokanos Volquero, Midwan, Yarla, Anthony Jarvis, GS, and Todd Chamberlain. Thank you for your support. See you next week. If you guys want to drop me an email, you can do so here, muadib3d@gmail.com. If you wish to support the course, you can do it on patreon.com /muadib3d. And if you know, you, of course, you might know already that there is a YouTube channel you can subscribe, and the Twitch channel that I assume you have already subscribed. Having said that, have a nice week and see you next Monday. Thank you guys. Bye bye.